Hey guys, welcome back. This video right here, I'm going to talk about what your cash on cash return is when you buy multi-units. I'm going to give you a breakdown of how I look at a property and I estimate or get the percentage on my cash into the deal and what my percentages back would be. Okay, so in this breakdown here, this example, okay, this is basically a similar example that I actually was looking at here not too long ago. Anyway, it's a 10-unit apartment building. They're all 1-1s and they get about $1,000 each. Okay, so basically what I did here is I put together a graph and I split it in two. I like to look at my monthly expenses and my annual expenses. Okay, I didn't write all these numbers down, but I just want you to follow me here. Let me put in this number here. It's going to be about $45,000 a year. Okay, really quick, I'm going to go into it. So, gross rents, 10 units, $10,000 a month. I got taxes on the property. Every month it's going to run me about $23.88. Insurance going to run me about $359.58. Water and trash or utilities, $860.08. Okay, typically. I look for properties that have, each one of the units has their own power supply and their water supply, okay, so that the tenants are going to be responsible paying that. But sometimes you get these older buildings or you get these buildings that you may have to end up forking out the, the water bill if it's, under one system, okay, instead of broken down into individual systems. Just depends on the year, the model, the make kind of situation. Every deal is different. You can always upgrade and get that, but it costs you money, anything you do. So in this particular deal, the water wasn't separated for each tenant. The electric was, though. So, but you also have to, count in the fact that you have community electric. So that's basically your walkways, your common areas, things like that, and that bill ran about $160 a month. You got pest control about $184. Then you always got to equate a vacancy rate. Somebody moving out, things like that. I put it at about $500. Obviously, this is just so I can run numbers. They gave me the spreadsheet. This is what I was working with, and so I'm kind of looking at it. You have to analyze every deal from your best knowledge or your experience, but this is how I look to see. Right away in first 10-15 minutes, I do this equation to see what my cash on cash return would be. All right, so moving forward, debt service. All right, what does that mean? Debt service is basically your mortgage payment. All right, you're going to borrow this money. I'm not going to pay, well, let me get to that, but that's your mortgage payment per month. Total expenses every month about $8,201.99. Net operating income $1,799 a month. Okay. Now, moving over here. PP stands for purchase price. This property is a 10-unit apartment building, and its purchase price is $1.250, $1.25 million, right? Typically, just again, it depends on your relationships with the banks and lenders and things like that. How much money you'll have to put down. It can vary. Okay, but just for the sake of this video, the standard in the industry, with good credit, things like that, experience, you can get away with putting anywhere from 25% down. In this case, I'm using a 20% down payment, which is DP here. So $1.25, 20% of that is $250,000. I got to come out of pocket. This is cash. I got to come out of pocket. Okay. Closing costs. I kind of. Again, these are estimated numbers, but I roughed it out about 2.5% for sake of this particular example here. Okay, now 2.5% is going off of $1 million, not $1.25 million. Okay, because I'm putting the $250 down. So my closing costs are going to be, certain closing costs are going to be based off the $1 million. So that's how I got this $25K number. Okay, I'm not going to get into too many details about the specifics on property taxes, doc stamps, things like that, all right? Just follow me here because I want to get you to understand the basis on how to equate cash on cash return, okay? So now you have a loan amount of $1 million at about 4.5% interest rate, which is a great interest rate, by the way. Again, could fluctuate depending on credit, experience, you name it, all right? And we're going to put it at about $37.50, okay? That's just, you know, interest only, all right? That's not principal and interest, PITI and all that, okay? So just follow me here. All right, so $37.50 a month is what's going to be considered my debt service, okay? That's an expense I have to pay. All right, so now, when I got these figures here, basically I want to know what my cash-on-cash return would be, okay? So what did I put into this deal, guys? I put $250,000, right? 20% down payment, plus closing costs, which came up to $25,000. So I'm in this deal at cash to close. I got to come up with basically $275K, right? All right. So now to get my cash-on-cash estimate, I'm going to take my net operating income. That's what NOI stands for $23,562 annually. Okay, and I'm going to divide that number into the 275, right? If I do that, I'm going to get a number at 0.08568, something like that, right? You move the two decimal places two spaces over, I'm at an 8.5% cash on cash ROI or return on my money, okay? That's the fastest way to do it. I typically, when I look at deals like this, I want to be at about an 11%. Mind you, this is a example here in the South Florida market where prices are, you know, pretty steep and whatnot because of the demand and things like that. So every location has a different scenario. Again, these are estimated numbers, but I just wanted to kind of give you a rundown on how I'll analyze a apartment building. 10 units, this could be 20, 50, 100 units, whatever. All it is the numbers and decimals. You got to line them up and add them correctly, okay? And like I said, you know, depends on your, you know, what you guys want to look at as far as your cash-on-cash return. Now, 8.5% could be great, you know, for a hedge fund, for wealthy buyers, you know, 1031 exchange buyers, things like that. They just want to, you know, put their money a certain place. For me, I look at portfolio, I look at long-term. So for me, I want to be at least 11% when I do my cash-on-cash return on my investment. You know, that's just my numbers. That's how I kind of look at every deal when I look at apartment deals. But there you go. Hope you liked it. Stay tuned for the next one. Don't forget to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button.